Compare the size of people. With the windows this had factories which, like Quran said to pharahos, and you lived in where unfair people lived. Look at doors, they were too big and the size of the painted thing in the hawk on the door. And notice the small door but pharahos and we use Quran said to them, you take factors, you think you will gonna live forever. All these buildings belong to Ad. Pharahos used that after them. God explained in Quran that how many village he took by what they do, and he was the owner of their buildings. In Quran God said, did not the civilization for years and years we demolition is lead their minds guidance, for that they are gone while they walking in their houses. But most of tourisms visit and walk on it for fun and without guidance or thinking why God let all this until today, like he let Pharaoh body until today. And Quran described those villages in Egypt exactly the same, the trees, small lakes, buildings and castle, and God take who lived on it. Sphinx is big guidance of Ad. First Sphinx was covered by sand and then they get his head out. When Egypt was under English government they moved the sand from all of him and people was panic of the biggest statue, no paint on it, so they closed the area around him and say for transmission, and to took our eyes from him they do the same trick again. We found some new painted on stuff, that's the teared statue. Well, the truth is Pharaoh's the liars did not found Sphinx at all, so they could not paint on him or do something like him, cause they never saw him to add. Sphinx was mean to them. We are the strongest body of lion, head of human, like Quran talks about them. Nobody stronger than the Sphinx. Body was big hill and the head was a rock. We 1,000 resound who translate that head through the Nile Valley. When Nabalion went to Egypt he tried to take the head but he could not, so he fired the nose and took its Sphinx head. Needs 7 jumbo airplanes to remove. Sphinx was covered all over with sand. That explained that a hard wind came and covered it, like what happened to Ad. The Badge explained it was in time of control in Egypt. But for 11,000 years that's explained after Dagon him happened. Bush in the explain of Ben Kader novel said, and Shaddad son of Adam, the one who rise the columns my treasure and box the tallest of its 7 arms, no one will gonna take it out but Prophet Muhammad nation. Sphinx right, and the tallest of its 7 arms. The explanation of finding more than 60 pyramids covered under the sand not finished. Pharaoh's civilization did not, and suddenly that's had gone like that by hard wind in 7 days. Like Quran tell us, if they went normally you will find 2 or maybe 3 buildings not finished. That's why sand was covering Sphinx and pyramids. Many of columns was built together was amazing, nothing like it in tall or in size or in numbers, and all over the planet it was like a forest of columns. In Quran Allah said, did you see what God done too? Add a ramp with columns, nothing like it either countries. When Rome stole one of Egypt's needles, they cut it in pieces, and they put it together in Rome compared to what Rome did, and they are so modern with pharahos, they cannot do this. So what about pyramids and needles? I need you to think carefully and be realistic with the truth of Egypt, not to be the fool to believe magic stories and sleep with that. When British needed to translate needle to England, they needed iron ship, and they needed winches, many winches to rise it. How could Pharaoh, who makes ships by boardy papers, could translate needles from mountains and in books they say out of in middle of their castles big giant columns?
I'm trying to free your mind, but I can only show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.